Hello, people. Welcome back to the channel. I'm the Couch Ultra, and I've got a few thoughts about the 2-1 loss to Canada by our U.S. men's national team. And not just Canada, but Jesse Marsch's Canada, which for me, as a Leeds supporter, is even worse. I always want that guy to lose. I don't like Jesse Marsch. I'm never going to like Jesse Marsch. The fact that he was coaching against us today was just one more reason to root for the United States. And it was maybe a little satisfying to see him get sent off, for completely losing his cool on the referee, who just walked over. She pulled out the straight red and let him have it. It's like, dude, you're gone. After, honestly, a completely perfect call that she made, and he just lost it. So, and then we got to watch him completely muttering to himself or, going off to the security guy as he was walking down or running down the tunnel, depending on which shop they went to. So, yeah, no Jesse Marsch on the sidelines in part of the second half, but, it didn't seem to make a difference. In fact, right after he went off, they scored again. So just a few thoughts. First off, the attendance is abysmal, and CONCACAF has got to find a way to market this to American viewers and American supporters in a way that is meaningful and gets people in the stadium. The other problem I have is that there's no English language broadcast anywhere. Not on YouTube. There's no secondary language option on the Spanish language channel that we were watching on. And it's kind of a slap in the face to not be able to find an English language commentary. Really, I wonder, I just question who is making the decisions on that kind of stuff. Because it seems like, it's already the third and fourth place game. You think you would want as many people watching it as possible. Now, maybe it's part of, they didn't sell enough tickets. Well, okay, that's great. They didn't sell enough tickets. Why? Got to look at that, because you are losing people and our team is suffering for it. A couple other things. The referee, I'm not going to complain too much about her. She tried to let them play the game. However, there was a few things that, Johnston early on for Canada should have had an orange card, really. I mean, he came in and absolutely blasted Joe Scally with no attempt to play the ball and just laid him out. And it was easy yellow, and she gave him nothing. She pointed at her watch and said, listen, it's early. I don't want to give you a yellow. You could tell what they were saying. And it's like, I'm sorry, but that is a yellow card play any day of the week. It doesn't matter if it's in second one or in the 90th minute. Same thing. Canada was playing surprisingly wide. Jesse Marsch's teams tend to focus on the middle of the field. That's part of, that spine of the field, and his whole, the goal is in the middle of the field. Yes, we all know that, Jesse. But his team was actually playing with a little width today when they were in the attacking phase. In defense, they would lock down and slip into that narrow, shut down the midfield, force everything inside, and press in groups that's Jesse Marsch's thing. To see that he has learned a little bit of a lesson and is spraying the ball out as wide as it can be at SoFi Stadium, good on him. Good on him. That's a good call. The U.S. came out. We looked like somebody had kicked their butts in the dressing room last time, and they came out with a little fighting spirit. Tyler Adams flying all over the place again. It's been a while since I saw Tyler Adams fly around like that, and it was good to see. Matt Turner, he took a stance that was aggressive. You can tell he feels kind of responsible for the other night against Panama, and so he was making up for it, coming out, being strong, mixing it up, getting the ball out of the box. I appreciated that. It looked good from him. Canada, 27th minute, scores. And They take a look on the VAR, and yeah, everybody was onside. I get it. The one guy they were looking at didn't make a play on the ball, wasn't involved in the play on the ball. It was, it's a goal. After that, you get Bombito gets a yellow, and finally, the U.S. comes up and scores a goal too. With Aguiman comes up and nice finish, gets it, and a nice team goal. Really, with Diego Luna on the assist. And I have to say that if I was the manager, I would be starting Diego Luna in practically every game. That guy is a bundle of energy, and he never, ever gives up or stops running. He is constantly running at the center backs, running at anybody with the ball. And not only that, but his combinations in the build-up for the Aguiman goal were great, and it was his pass that made it, possible. So good on him. I'd play him. Second half, 50th minute, that Canada has a bit of a penalty shout. This is the first part of Jesse Marsch starting to lose his cool, but it was weak, and if it had gone against us the other way and it had been given, I would be feeling pretty sore about it. So, Canada really had nothing to talk about on that one. It was a light brush on the thigh, and that guy went down like a ton of bricks. He was pretty much already going down. In the 54th minute, there was another bit of a shout, and Jesse Marsch again lost his cool. And goodbye, Jesse, and LOL, buddy. I love to watch you leave. Canada gets another goal in the 59th minute. And I took a look at this a few times, and I'm looking at McKenzie and Carter Vickers, and I'm going, who made the mistake here? And the truth is, they both did not make the mistake. The ball popped out into a weird little awkward position in the middle of the box right in front of the goal, and they both stepped up to challenge it. But the person who hit that is the person who Tim Weah was supposed to be guarding. He was supposed to be marking him, and he did not, and so he was able to get a clean strike on goal. And that's just Weah not following through and marking his man the way he's supposed to. So can't really pin that on the back line. I noticed 64th minute, finally Christian Pulisic seems to start to participate. And, I do not know what's going on with the squad and how the chemistry between Pulisic and the players that are on the field just does not seem to be happening. Wherever he is, the ball is on the other side of the field. And I don't understand what's going on, but there is something in there. Of course, I see that in the 64th minute, and in the 69th minute, 5 minutes later, Pulisic is taken off, which is a little puzzling. So you get Pulisic, Adams, and McKennie off, and Musa, Tessman, and Reyna on. Not many chances were created. We had a couple of looks. Canada started time wasting in the 32nd minute, and as soon as we passed about 20 minutes ago, they laid into it full time. And they're going to gamesmanship. That's what happens. So I liked Marlon Fossey. Marlon Fossey came on, and I thought he was a spark. That guy's got some wheels and likes to put them to use. I thought he provided something new. Kind of Tim Weah-esque, but more direct with the ball. In 78 minute, Aguiman comes off, Brian White comes on, and it really didn't make any, I don't know, I thought it was a downgrade because it seemed like Aguiman was trying to, he was getting a little bit of something going in there. And then Brian White came on, and it just ground to a halt. And his one notable, action was completely missing a pass that would have recycled the ball out to the right corner and let it be, put back in. And he missed it by 3 yards. The ball was off, just way behind and just completely out of bounds. So there's that. 90th minute, the U.S., we're still trying. Everybody is still running at the ball. They're trying to get it, but Canada is good at wasting time and slowing the game down, and they were doing the best job of it. I mean, what do you say? Like I said, they're going to do that. 5 minutes of stoppage time, and now I'm going to say something that I would not have Gio Reyna on this team. He is a pouty little bitch. And he goes in, and you can tell immediately on his coming into the game that he is pissed off about sitting on the bench for 70 minutes, that he's only getting 20 minutes of playtime. And so he just starts into being a jerk on the field and being a pouty little bitch. He immediately gets into the Canadian players and with cheap shots. And in fact, in the last 5 minutes, he was actually helping Canada waste time with his terrible decision making and petty little. It's a wasted spot. It's a wasted spot. It's like playing with 10 men and a toddler out there. So unless, you can find some way, does he have to start so that he feels, this is what he's entitled to? It's like, all I see from him ever is a bad attitude and poor decisions. And every now and then, a play that is good. But it's not enough to stay as to keep getting selected for this team. It's just not. And he cost us more than he gained us when he came on. He plays for Dortmund. He's supposed to be, a good player. But a good player makes things happen for the team, and he does not. So I would question including him anymore until he grows up maybe a little bit and starts to be one of the, wants to be part of the team effort. So once again, out of the Nations League in 4th place. Go to Jesse Marsh's side, to Canada, and this golden generation is looking like they need to stop listening to that. The golden generation. Landon Donovan, Michael Bradley, Clint Dempsey, Josie Altidore, those guys would have gone out there and put the hurt on Canada. And if they weren't beating Canada, they at least would have put the hurt on them and made them know that they were in a match. Now, Canada knew that they were in a match, but once again, there is a lack of chemistry up front and a lack of good decision-making on passes, on challenges, and on attitude, actually. So, once again, out of the Nations League in 4th place, and hey, we got a whole year to go to the World Cup. I'm not one of the Pochettino out guys. I'm not. It took me a couple of years to get into the Greg Berhalter out phase of my supporterdom for the U.S. men's national team. And I'm not going to start doing that with Pochettino so soon. It still looks to me like he's digging through rosters trying to find people that will actually play together. So I support him in that, and I hope he can dig those out because we desperately need them with only a year to go to the World Cup. Now, that's all for me today. Wasn't expecting to do this, but I just had to. Y'all have a good week, and I'll see you on the flip side. Couch Ultra out.